Alright, so I'm 3 weeks into this job and I'm still somehow able to find free time to make these videos. So things aren't too bad just yet, but it has started to pick up and I am starting to get more projects. I'm gonna do a quick recap of week 2 since I didn't have time to make a video about that, and then I'll go into week 3. So week 2 was a lot more training still, but eventually I was able to get my first project, and I'm glad I did because I felt bad just sitting around in the office and not really knowing what to do. Like obviously there was trainings that I had to go and there was Zoom meetings that I had to attend, but I still had a lot of time on my hands and I just wanted to feel like I was contributing something. I would actually go around and ask the other associates if they had projects for me to do, and one associate actually told me to enjoy the quietness right now because eventually I will be getting stuff and I will be missing these days of not having anything to do. When they told me that, I backed off a little bit since everybody already knew that I was available to do stuff, and I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna wait and see when somebody has something for me, and I'll work then. I did get my first project. It was just a research assignment. It took me like a day to finish it, and then I wrote my email memo. I sent it out to the partner, and it seems like they were very grateful for it. It seems like I did a pretty good job. My firm and my office actually did a welcome reception for all the incoming associates, and it was really nice. I was able to meet new people and I was able to actually reconnect with people I hadn't seen since last year. The funny thing about the reception is I also had tickets for a stand-up comedian that same day. So the reception was like from 5 to 7 and the stand-up comedian, their show was like at 9 p.m. but it was all the way in Sacramento, which was about like an hour and a half to 2 hour drive. But I was able to make it. I went to go watch Ralph Barboza. It was funny. It was super funny. I had a great time. I went with a buddy and it was definitely worth the trip. I didn't get home until like 3 in the morning and I still had work the next day and I was just super tired. I still went to the office, but yeah, I was super exhausted that day, but it was all worth it. You know, it's one of those things that like I don't want to get older in life and then reflect back at these, you know, at these years and be like, oh, why didn't I do that? I just don't want to have those types of regrets. So whenever something presents itself and I want to try it out, I'm just gonna do it. But anyways, moving on. That was basically my week 2, and then moving into my 3rd week, I got a lot more projects and I was actually finally able to do a lot more billable work. And personally, I was actually really happy with it. I don't know if right now I feel like that's just like a naive way of thinking because like everything is so new to me. It's like when a kid gets like a new toy, they are very happy to play with it, mess around with it, trying to see like what it does, carrying around with it everywhere. And I feel like that's me right now because everything is so new to me and like I'm the new guy there in my practice group and I kind of just want to make myself available to work in any projects that I'm just excited to get like anything. I know eventually that's going to probably stop and I'm just going to be like, oh, another project or oh, this thing again. Like I hope that's not me, but most people, I want to say, it does eventually hit them, the reality of like, oh my gosh, I'm like, oh, so overwhelmed and so overworked. I know it's kind of like naive of me to think that way, and I know eventually it'll go away. Besides the projects that I did, a couple, I guess, things that also happened to me during my 3rd week was I got a flat tire. I worked from home that day, but out of nowhere, I got invited to a meeting. Like literally, I kid you not, 3 minutes before the actual meeting happened, where apparently they were expecting all attorneys to be there in person in the office because people from really high up in my firm were there, and it was just kind of embarrassing that I had to zoom in and tell them, oh yeah, my car's tire popped and I had to go into the shop and get it fixed because my car doesn't come with a spare and I had to go and deal with that, and that's why I'm working from home and I couldn't make it into the office. And I said that to every attorney that was there, and it was kind of embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie, and I actually felt bad, but nobody made it a big deal. I don't think anybody care. I definitely think it's more of me and the way that I'm internalizing it in my head. But yeah, that happened, and then I also got my headshot taken. And when I went in to get my picture taken, I literally told the guy, so I got this really bad pimple and I was wondering if you can just Photoshop it. And I thought it was just really important to mention it to him because like I didn't know what type of touch-ups they were going to do, but I just didn't want them to think that it was like a mole, I guess, because it was a pimple that had scabbed and it looked really bad. It was like right here underneath my nose. It's gone now, but it was just like, it was super embarrassing. Like, I'm somebody who doesn't really care too much about my looks, and I know that's really, really bad because I should probably care a lot more. But this is one of those times where I did, because like, it's not just like a picture that I'm taking for myself for my Instagram. This is like a professional headshot that's gonna go like on my badge and on the website. But yeah, those are the things that just happened to me in my third week. And then now we're going into my fourth. I have some pending assignments that I have to do. And we'll probably have to work a little bit over the weekend, but that's on me because I ended up deciding to go to a Sacramento Warriors game on Friday, and I had to leave work a couple hours early just so I can make it due to all that traffic. So it's like, it balances it out, I guess. I'll see you next week. Bye.